Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English Hub. I'm Sally.
And I'm Missy. Today, we're exploring one of the most powerful and most misunderstood parts of English, feelings and emotions.
Exactly. In IELTS, emotions appear everywhere when you talk about success, memories, achievements, stress, or relationships. If you can describe feelings naturally, you'll sound fluent, confident, and emotionally intelligent.
Let's start with why this topic is so important. When you speak about emotions clearly, you don't just show vocabulary range, you show depth of thought.
Right. IELTS examiners love answers that sound reflective, that show you understand why you felt a certain way.
For example, instead of saying, I was happy when I passed my exam, try, I felt a surge of happiness and relief when I saw my results. It felt like all my late-night study sessions finally paid off.
Beautiful. You're not just describing happiness, you're painting a picture of that feeling.
Let's expand your emotional vocabulary. Here are some strong alternatives for happy. Ecstatic. I was ecstatic when I got my first job offer. Elated. I felt elated after finishing my first marathon. Content. I'm content with a simple life. Grateful. I felt deeply grateful for the support of my friends. Fulfilled. Helping others gives me a real sense of fulfillment.
And don't forget idioms. On top of the world, walking on air, over the moon.
IELTS tip: don't overuse them. Use one natural idiom in a story. Too many will sound forced.
Now for negative emotions, the ones that really test your expressive ability. Devastated. I was devastated when the project was canceled. Disheartened. I felt disheartened after failing the test. Anxious. I always feel anxious before public speaking. Resentful. I was resentful because my hard work wasn't recognized. Drained. After working nonstop, I felt completely drained.
Excellent. We can also use emotional collocations, a sense of despair, waves of sadness, feeling of emptiness, to bottle up your emotions, to suppress anger.
Example, I tend to bottle up my emotions, but I'm learning to express myself more openly.
That's natural, mature English.
Real life isn't just happy or sad. Sometimes it's both. Let's look at phrases for mixed emotions. Bittersweet, torn between two feelings. Conflicted, a roller coaster of emotions.
For example, graduating was bittersweet. I was proud of my achievement, but sad to say goodbye to my classmates.
Or, moving abroad was a roller coaster of emotions. Excitement, fear, and curiosity all at once.
That's exactly the kind of emotional depth that gets you a Band 8 in IELTS speaking.
Let's talk about emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of others. It's a great topic for IELTS Part 3 discussions.
You can use phrases like maintaining emotional balance, showing empathy, being self-aware, staying composed under pressure.
For example, in stressful situations, I try to stay composed and think logically rather than react emotionally.
Or, good leaders are emotionally intelligent. They listen actively and show genuine empathy.
That's exactly the kind of sentence that shows fluency and maturity.
Let's practice some IELTS-style questions. I'll ask, and Sally will answer naturally. Q1. When was the last time you felt proud of yourself?
I felt immensely proud last year when I completed a half marathon. I had never been a sporty person, so crossing that finish line symbolized self-discipline and perseverance. It wasn't just about running. It was about proving to myself that I could commit to something challenging.
Q2. Do you think people in your country express their emotions openly?
Not always. In my culture, people tend to keep their feelings to themselves. We're often taught to stay polite and composed. However, I think this can sometimes lead to emotional distance. Personally, I believe expressing emotions honestly builds stronger relationships.
Q3. How do you usually deal with stress or anger?
When I feel stressed, I try to manage it constructively. I usually go for a walk or listen to music, something that helps me clear my mind. I've learned that bottling up emotions only makes things worse, so I try to process them calmly instead.
Beautiful answers, full of advanced collocations, emotional awareness, and reflection. Each answer includes a feeling, plus cause, plus effect, plus reflection. That's the IELTS secret formula.
Let's give our listeners some idioms to sprinkle into their answers. To have butterflies in your stomach, nervous excitement. To blow off steam, release anger or stress. To lift someone's spirits, make someone feel happier. To be down in the dumps, feeling depressed or sad. To get cold feet, feel nervous before doing something. To hit the roof, become very angry. To go to pieces, lose control emotionally.
Example. I always get butterflies in my stomach before giving a presentation. After the argument, I went for a run to blow off some steam.
Those idioms show fluency, natural rhythm, and range, all key for Band 8+.
Let's push it further. How can we express emotions that aren't just strong, but subtle?
Use precise adjectives like apprehensive, slightly afraid, nostalgic, missing the past, overwhelmed, emotionally full, melancholic, gentle sadness, intrigued, curiously interested.
Example. When I visited my old school, I felt nostalgic. The place hadn't changed much, and it brought back so many memories.
Or standing on stage for the first time, I was overwhelmed. A mix of fear, pride, and excitement all at once.
If you want to sound advanced, build your emotional range. Don't just memorize adjectives. Learn to link them with verbs, nouns, and causes.
For example, feel a sense of relief, be filled with joy, burst into tears, hide your disappointment, radiate confidence, overcome your fear.
Each one tells a little story, and that's what IELTS wants. Stories, not lists. Let's end with a quick listener challenge. Think about these questions and try answering them aloud in 1 minute each. 1. Describe a time when you felt deeply moved by something. 2. How do emotions affect your decision-making? 3. Do you think emotional intelligence is more important than IQ?
Record yourself, then listen back. Notice your fluency, pronunciation, and use of emotional vocabulary. And remember, the goal isn't to sound perfect, but to sound authentic.
Let's end with a quick listener challenge. Think about these questions and try answering them aloud in 1 minute each. 1. Describe a time when you felt deeply moved by something. 2. How do emotions affect your decision-making? 3. Do you think emotional intelligence is more important than IQ?
Record yourself, then listen back. Notice your fluency, pronunciation, and use of emotional vocabulary. And remember, the goal isn't to sound perfect, but to sound authentic.
That's all for today's episode, Master Your Emotions.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe and share it with your IELTS study group.
And tell us what emotion describes you today.
I'm feeling inspired and proud of our listeners for Learn with us.
See you next time on Learn English Hub, where your words find emotion and your English finds power.